Hello, and welcome to the Church of Fuck You. I'm St. Patrick. Well, church, there seems to be a war brewing between the vaccinated and unvaccinated in this country. And one of the things that people don't talk about ever, I've never heard this on TV, is the number of unvaccinated black people, okay? If you break it down by racial group, black people have the highest disparity between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. We are like literally at 70% unvaccinated for a racial group, the highest of any racial group in this country. So I wanted to kind of break down as to why this is. Now, one, this is not going to apply to all black people because all black people are not unvaccinated. Two, this is not just for black people. I'm sure there are other people in other racial groups that use these same reasons. But I specifically want to talk about black people. All right, so let's break this down. 5 quick reasons. Number 5, we'll do this in reverse. Number 5 is because the leaders are all full of shit. So let me get this straight. You can go to restaurants, but we can't. You can go get your hair done in salons, but we can't. You can send your kids to school because, you can, and it's your right, but we can't because it's a pandemic. You can just do whatever you want to do, but we can't. So you want us to act like it's a pandemic while you just go on living your life. How the fuck does that work? Please explain it to me. So if I wanted to have 10 people over at my house to have a barbecue, I'm hosting a super spreader event, and I don't care about people's lives, and I just want people to die. But if Obama want to have 500 people at his house for a birthday party with no mask, with no social distancing, that's just perfectly fine. One of the leaders of the CDC gave a statement last Thanksgiving, talking about how we shouldn't travel during this time. We shouldn't go see family members during this time. We should stay at home. We should hunker down. And guess what she gave this warning? On vacation, traveling to see her family for the holidays. How the fuck does this work? The mayor in Philly shut Philly down. No restaurants open, no nothing. They catch this dude in Maryland out to dinner at a restaurant. When asked, why are you doing this when your city is shut down? Why are you at a restaurant when your city is shut down? His response was, well, Maryland isn't shut down. So again, you can live your life, but we can't. But you want us to be scared. All right, so how about this? We will act like it's a fucking pandemic when you act like it's a fucking pandemic. We will be scared of COVID when you act like you're scared of COVID. All right, why do you expect us to be afraid of this disease or afraid of this virus? And you clearly aren't. All right, number 4. Can we please get a definitive definition of exactly what this is? All right, what the fuck this vaccine is? And let me explain it. And let's just say I went to go get a vasectomy. Go to the doctor, snip. All right, doctor says, okay, allow a couple weeks for everything to, go as planned, go accordingly. And then after that, you're good to go. So I wait my couple weeks, I go back. He said, you know what, you're good to go, you're fine. And then 2 weeks later, he called me back and said, well, you know what, you might want to start using a condom. And if, the person you're sleeping with, if she's not fixed and if she doesn't have her tubes tied, you can still get her pregnant. Well, okay, so you mean I went and got this vasectomy, and you're saying I can still get her pregnant and I still have to care about what she's doing. And so you sit down and you ask your doctor, okay, doctor, I don't understand this. Why do I have to use a condom to protect against unwanted pregnancies? Why do I care if she is, fertile or if she didn't take her birth control pill because, I can still get her pregnant? What was the point of the fucking vasectomy? The vasectomy was to allow me to be unable to get anyone pregnant, but you're saying I have to wear a condom, and you're saying I have to worry about if the person is fertile because they can still get pregnant. And then when you ask these type of questions, the only thing they look at you and say is, don't ask fucking questions. How dare you question science? Well, it doesn't make any fucking sense. All right, so you're telling me that, okay, Mr. Biden, Mr. President, you say, you have to protect the vaccinated against the unvaccinated. Well, what the fuck is the vaccine doing? I thought that's what the point of the vaccine was. Again, I thought the point of the vasectomy is so I can't get anyone else pregnant. But if you're telling me I still need to take all these precautions because I can still get them pregnant, I don't want the vasectomy. Number 3, let me keep going. I'm going to blow past this one real fast. I'm going to explain to you why. Number 3 is because they won't tell us what's in it. Number 2, and I'm going to go back to number 3, so just give me patience. Number 2, one of the big reasons is we don't trust the fucking government. So let me understand this. The justice system is out to lock every black person up. The police are out there just to kill every black person. You've been prejudiced or racist against black people by redlining, by giving us shitty healthcare, shitty hospitals, shitty education. You don't care about any of us. We're technically still slaves to the state. The government doesn't give a shit about us. The government doesn't care about us. The government doesn't care whether we live or die. And now these same people who have been saying this shit for the last 50 years, to this day still saying it, now all of a sudden they're saying, trust the government and go ahead and take this shot. So now we're supposed to think that the government cares if we live or die? Black people get shot every goddamn day. The government doesn't even open their eyes or blink their eyes. They don't do any fucking thing. So they don't care if we get killed by bullets, but now all of a sudden they care if we get killed by COVID? Then these same people, again, Kamala Harris, again, Biden, who when Trump was in office was saying, you know what, we wouldn't take this vaccine. No, we won't trust this vaccine. No, I wouldn't put that in my arm. I don't know what's in it. I wouldn't take it. Because apparently they thought Trump was in a lab creating the shit him goddamn self. So now that he's out of office and they're in office, all of a sudden the vaccine is safe. It's the same fucking vaccine that was under Trump that they wouldn't take because they didn't trust. But now all of a sudden, because they're in charge, they trust that everything is fine. And again, these same people who have been pushing at us for years don't trust the government. The government doesn't care about you. The government wants you to die. Now all of a sudden saying, trust the fucking government. They're looking out for your best interests. Get the fuck out of here. And for all the people who come on and say, well, St. Patrick, it's not about that. It's about the science. You got to worry about the science. Well, black people haven't been treated too kindly by fucking science any goddamn way. If you look at throughout history where they were forcing black women to get sterilized without them even knowing. The Tuskegee experiment where they were giving black people syphilis or taking black people with syphilis, even when they had the cure, and just watch them suffer and watch them die for years. For like 40 years they did this shit. All in the name of science. So now all of a sudden you want us to fucking trust science, and at the same time the people who did this shit are telling you, hey, we're going to put this in your body and we're not even going to tell you what the fuck is in it. And you want us to just go ahead and follow this shit? Are you serious? So let me understand this. You can just inject anything into our body. Again, black people have been lab rats for fucking years. You're not telling us what's in it. You're telling us just to trust you and that it's going to be okay, while at the same time flipping exactly what this vaccine is supposed to be doing for you, and we're just supposed to trust it. Okay, we're going to get right on that. Right. Okay. All right. Number 1. The reason why I feel like black people won't take the vaccine now is because they made this shit personal. It's actually personal to a lot of us, all right? And I'm gonna say all, but I'm saying to a lot of us. Okay, so now we got to the point where you're calling us stupid if we don't take the vaccine. You're calling us, we don't believe in science. We're just dumb. You should just go ahead and let us die if we get COVID. You don't want to take the we don't take the vaccine. I'm sorry, now all of a sudden you want to segregate people out who are the vax versus the unvax. Unvaccinated can't go to restaurants. Unvaccinated can't go to stores. Unvaccinated can't fly on planes. Like, oh my gosh, like how in the world will black people ever survive segregation? That would be the worst thing in the world for black people. How will we ever make through it? Being segregated from the rest of the population? Oh no. And not only that's bad enough, because generally we would say, you know what, fuck you. Now all of a sudden, Mr. President comes out and he says some shit like, well, if you don't take the vaccine, you can't keep your job. Really? Do you know how much fucking vinegar and water I had to drink in order to get this fucking job? Do you know how much fucking cranberry juice, and I'm not talking about ocean spray cranberry juice, I'm talking about the 100% bitter ass cranberry juice in order to get this fucking job, and all of a sudden I can't keep it because I don't get your fucking experimental shot. I'm sorry, not gonna say experimental. If we can get your vaccine, quote unquote, I can't keep my job. And then you're going to threaten me on top of that? And I know some people are going to be like, St. Patrick, he didn't threaten anybody. Oh, I'm losing my patience. Every black person in the world knows what that means. When your mama or your daddy, when your grandparents, when your aunt and uncle said I'm losing my patience, you know what that means? That means if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to whoop your ass. And now you threatening us to whoop our ass because we won't do what you said to do? Are you fucking serious? Let me explain something to you. You don't threaten or fuck with a black person's money or threaten a black person's life, safety, or whatever. You don't threaten them with bodily harm. And now you've done both. So the only thing black people now are going to do is tell you, go fuck yourself and your vaccine. We don't want the shit. All right, man, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is St. Patrick. I'm out.